Jason, just how fractured is it between Deshaun Watson and the Houston Texans, and is there any way it can be repaired, or is he out of there?
I think it can be repaired because you're talking about a franchise player, and they're called franchise players for a reason. You only have one of them. I think that Deshaun is certainly frustrated by all this. And if you look at his Twitter feed saying that he went from a 2 to a 10, whether that's anger or frustration, I would let him define that. But I think that when it comes to what kind of person Deshaun is, he's a very genuine, caring, humble person. And I think he truly wants what's best for himself, but also the organization. So I think in the end, I think that they will be able to work it out. But it's just amazing that we've gotten to this place to begin with, because here you have, again, a franchise quarterback, a generational talent, someone that Houston has been waiting for decades. And seemingly this organization has taken the side of a chaplain / football ops guy named Jack Easterby, who came down from the New England Patriots. And that, I think, is what has Houston and Houston Texans fans all over just beside themselves, that you're seemingly taking the side of this guy over Deshaun Watson.
What would have to happen for this to be repaired and mended? Because Easterby doesn't sound like he's going anywhere.
I think it's simply just a matter of talking it out. Nick Caserio, the new general manager, I think just needs to be in a room with Deshaun, and they just need to talk about this. And I think also that certainly a good first step is requesting permission to speak with Eric Bieniemy, the offensive coordinator of the Kansas City Chiefs, whom Deshaun has spoken of in the past. When asked, had nothing but good things to say about him based on conversations Deshaun has had with Patrick Mahomes. So I think that's a good first step. That interview reportedly is taking place on Monday, and we'll see where that goes. But I think it's just a matter of just cooler heads prevailing, I think. But I think it's just a situation of, I think Deshaun wants to feel like he is being heard. And I think once that message truly gets across to him, I think things will smooth over, hopefully.
Yeah, folks in Houston certainly want that to be the case. Folks here in Charlotte, Jason, are already photoshopping Deshaun Watson in a Panthers uniform. Say it gets to the point where he's going to be dealt. What type of haul could the Texans command, and what should they be asking for in a potential bidding war for Deshaun Watson?
Well, I don't think it's going to come to that. But then again, we never thought DeAndre Hopkins would be traded for a draft pick and David Johnson. Now, that regime has gone. So, I think it's one of those things where you get in line if you're a fan of said team, because we're seeing Deshaun photo cropped in Jets jerseys and Bears jerseys and a number of other teams. I think you've got to talk first round draft picks, probably some key players as well. The Texans are in this funny position where, they're coming off a season with 4 wins, but before that, they went relatively deep into the playoffs. And I think that there's probably a number of people within the organization who feel that based on the losses this year and how close many of them were, that this team may not be far off from making another deep playoff run. I think that's certainly debatable. Trust me, I'm not saying I go along with that, but I think you would need some pieces that would be ready to plug in right away, in addition to draft capital to have even a conversation about trading Deshaun Watson. I just don't see it happening.
Yeah, if you had to put a percentage on it, Deshaun Watson being with the Texans next year, what's the percentage of that happening?
Well, I would say 85, 90%. I don't have any inside information. Certainly, we all are reading these stories that he may have played his last snap, but most situations like this, the team has basically all the leverage. And yes, I know Deshaun has a no trade clause, but still, that's a lot of money to forego to sit out a season if you're not happy with the situation you're in, or that perhaps you're being talked about being traded to a team you don't want to go to. We've seen some guys do it, but I got to believe that everybody over at NRG knows what Deshaun means to this organization and will make every effort they can to keep him in Texans colors.